Aloha and welcome to the first video of lesson 8. As you can see on the screen, we have 3/4 plus 1/6. Okay, so 3/4 plus 1/6. I need you to get two pieces of paper and two different colors. I'll have them available for you in the room. Pause the video and go get two different colored paper. Okay, now that you have your paper, we are going to take one of the papers and we're going to fold it to show 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to take my paper and make it into 3/4. Since it's 4 parts, I'm going to fold it in half. All right, and then I'm going to fold it in half again. And if I take a half and I cut it in half, that should make 4 parts, right? Okay, so we have 4 parts. You're doing that with your paper right now. And after you get your folds, go ahead and draw on the folds so that, you can see it a little bit better. So you're just going to draw a line down the folds. Okay, so now I have 4ths and I want to show 3/4. So I'm just going to quickly color in 3 of my 4ths, right? Don't take time to make it perfect. As you can see, I just scrabbled over mine to make it, as colorful as I could. There we go. Okay. So, just so I can see the 3/4 doesn't have to make it perfect. If you do not have that done yet, pause me because I'm going to go on to the next part and do the 1/6. Okay. Another piece of paper. Now this time I'm going to break it into 6 parts. So I'm going to fold it in half, right? In half. And then I'm going to take that half and I'm going to fold it into 3 parts. Okay, so I'm just going to take my half and then I'm going to fold it about 1/3 of the way over and then fold it again. Does it have to be perfect? No, mine is kind of overlapping a little bit. It's all right. Okay, and then that is going to make 6 parts. And I'm going to do the same thing and draw a line to show my parts. Just so my folds are a little bit, now they turn into lines. Okay, and it's 1/6, so I'm going to color in 1/6. All right, and like I said, if that one's not done, pause me and do that one. You can also rewind if you want to do it. Watch me do it again. Okay, so now we have 3/4 and 1/6. Sorry that it's a little hard to see on the screen, but hopefully you have it in front of you, right? If you are confused, ask for help. But now we need to make like units because we're adding our 3/4 and our 1/6 together. And we have to have the same denominator. We've been talking about this for all of the lessons in this section. Did we start with lesson 5? Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're just trying to do it in a lot of different ways so you really get a good understanding of it. Okay, so now we're going to fold our papers, right? So thinking about 4ths and 6s, you might want to look at your multiplication chart and notice when you multiply by 4, right? Let's think about our 4s, right? Sorry. Let's think about our 4s. There we go. 4s. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. Okay? Let's think about our 6s. Right? These are multiples, just showing the multiplication tables. So 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is 24. Okay, now what do you see that's the same there? I see 12 and I see 12. I also see 24 and 24. Okay, so to me, it makes sense to use the smaller number, right? You could use 24, but that's going to take a lot more folding, higher numbers of multiplication, right? So let's change our 3/4 into twelfths. Okay, so now we have it in 4 parts, right? How can we change it to 12 parts? Well, 4 times 3 is 12, right? So we're going to fold it the other way, and we're going to fold it down by 1/3 down, okay? Just, about a third, and then fold it again. If it's not perfect, like I said, it's okay. So now my 3/4 is automatically changed into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 twelfths. And just to make it easy to see, we're going to draw a line over those thirds that we just folded, right? And now we can easily see. Just going to try and make it a little bit darker because I know it's a little hard to see on the screen. 9 twelfths. Okay, you can see that this last section over here, these 3 are blank. Okay, now, so that was, and we can show it by multiplication too, right? Let me just make this a little bit smaller. We have 3/4 times 3/3. I broke all my fourths into 3 pieces, right? You see that? And that is equal to, not 8, 9 twelfths, right? 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, excellent. Now I'm going to change my 1/6 also into twelfths. So get your 1/6 paper. Okay, now if I have 6s and I want to change them into twelfths, 6 times 2 is 12. So all I have to do is fold it in half, and ta-da, it's twelfths. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And I'm going to trace that line so that I have it, right? Make sure you're making this at home. You will need to bring this to me for your notes. So if you haven't been making it, pause me or rewind, go back and make it. So now instead of 1/6, I have 2 twelfths, right? 1/6 became 2 twelfths. And 1/6, oops, 1/6 times 2/2 equals 2 twelfths. All right, so now I can easily add those two together, right? I had 2 completely unrelated, right? They're completely unrelated, and I ended up actually multiplying them by each other. Do you see that? No, I'm sorry. I could have multiplied them by each other, and that's when I would be working with the 24. But I looked for another multiple that would be a little bit easier. So let's talk about what if I did multiply them together and get 24. I just want to make this a little bit smaller so that, okay, so that would be 3/4 became 9 twelfths. Plus 2 twelfths for a grand total of 11 twelfths, right? Okay, that is my answer. So let's talk about what would happen if I multiplied them by each other, which is an option, and I just had 24ths. So 3/4 times 6/6 equals 18 24ths, right? That was another option because 24ths are common multiples for both of them. Common multiples meaning same, right? Okay, and then I could take my 1/6 times 4 over 4, and that would also turn into 24ths, and that would be 4 24ths. So you see how you can always multiply by the other one, but it's not always the best choice because now I have 18 24ths plus 4 24ths, which equals 22 24ths. And that's, harder math, larger numbers. 22 24ths. I can divide both of those by 2 over 2, and then I'll have 11 twelfths. And see how they're equal to each other. Okay, so make sure that you have your folded paper you're going to show me for your notes, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for paying close attention. Aloha.